Alrighty, something completely different. This is the car I bought off Mum and Dad. We're going to do the cam about it because it's done almost 300,000 Ks. So yeah, we just watched a couple of videos and worked out how to do it. So yeah, I might try and do a video on this and see if we can show you how it's done. We've got to make up a rod to go up the back through a hole that locks the flywheel. Need a bolt to lock the camshaft, and that's probably about the only things that really anything specialised just to lock things up. So hopefully we're going to pull the inner liner out of the guard or in behind, so we can get in through. So yeah, hopefully we can get it done. We're going to start it tonight and finish it tomorrow before Mum and Dad go away. So the time mark on here is, I don't know if you can see, there's a hole in there.
Aye.
It's going to be around here somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you can see down here, what is that rod?
Aye?
Yeah.
The rod's in the hole.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What do you say? We put that in first. Where do you reckon you need to have it?
About 4 o'clock somewhere. In the cam.
Oh, there's the hole there.
Yeah.
bolt to go on it, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think it just slipped right in there too, did it? What was it? Just try it and see it'll turn. No.
That's locked it.
Eh?
That's locked it.
Did it?
Yeah.
It locked me out. No, just clicking in and out of it. It must be a slotted hole. We need to get. I think it's an 8 mil bolt, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. A wee bit of length.
That bloody other thing's not going to get fucking easier. Oh, not too bad. We're just going to knock that out, haven't we? And it's in 3 of them, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think so. But it's just a holder.
Huh?
It's just a holder. Just look into it. It's not the right place.
Okay.
You have to get right out, I reckon.
Get the right out. Right, should be up there. That's in there. That's in. That doesn't get progress. What's happening there? No, not really. That's it. It's in there. It's that kept there.
It's locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, now we'll try and get that one run undone. Without fucking anything.
Something about it. Morning guys, so back here to finish this up. So yeah, we've got the timing belt on. Try and see if I can get in here and show you if I can. See that window there in the cam pulley or gear. You put a bolt in there, just it doesn't, a reasonable size sort of bolt that'll slip in through there. It actually slides into the head and locks that in and down. It's a bit hard to show you. I don't know if I can see in there or not. Anyway, down in here, in the back of the block where the bow housing from the gearbox or transmission would bolt on, above the starter there's a hole in the cast where you poke a rod through. So in theory, when you've got that in the right place, you lock that first. You should be able to jiggle the crank bolt or pulley with the bar backwards and forwards a little bit, and when you put out the pin in, and that locks those two together on a slightly slotted keyway, or on a slightly slotted hole. So apparently when you put that in, like, you can still move it without that bolt in. But when you get that bolt in, it locks everything up, so vice versa. So that's when you know you've got all the timing right. And then when you take all your tension and everything off and you replace your bout and whatever else you can replace, same time. Apparently you don't have to change these belts. So we're watching a video last night. I might try and put a link to that video in the description of this video of the guy that we followed. He said these cam belts will last for 125,000 miles, which is 200,000 k's, which is way above my expectations. Most of them that I've ever done, we've been sort of that 80 or 100,000 k mark, which is, I don't know, what's it, about 60,000 miles or a bit more, give or take. It's sort of what they used to be, like I'm talking, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But yeah, I guess the modern engine's a lot more efficient, and probably the technology and stuff's better, so the belts seem to last longer, cam belts. So yeah, we've got that all in there, and that pulley down there is your adjuster. You put a pin in it, you roll that little thing, and it's got a Allen key locator in it, so you wind that round there. There's a special clock position meant to have everything in that's in there, the guy's video. When you've got the belt and everything, you pull that pin in and then you roll that round, and there's like a little pointer and a notch in the base of it, and the pointer comes around, and it's when it's in between, in the centre of the little notch, the pointer, that means everything's at the right tension, which is pretty cool. It's not, well, it's probably the only one that I've seen on, but I haven't done a lot of modern stuff for cam belts. So yeah, once you get that little pointer in the centre of the little notch on the base on there, I can't really show you because it's too bloody hard to see, but if you watch this other guy's video, which I'll put a link to, then you've got the right tension on that belt, and it's not over tight or under tight. So yeah, and then you just lock your bottom pulley up and put your cover on, and then you got your timing wheel, and then do your bolt up and whatever, and give the engine a couple of rotations, and then in theory those bolt and the pin in the back of the block should slide back in, and with a little bit of wiggle, and they should lock back up again, so you know that everything is timed right and the tension's right and all that sort of stuff. And you just double check your pointer again, make sure nothing's moved, and just double check everything's locked, and then we can just put it back together. So that's what we did last night. We got to that point, so now we just got to put everything back together and give it a test run, make sure it's right. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I hope I've explained that okay. I'll definitely put that, I've actually got a copy of that video. I could actually put it on the end of this video, but I won't. But I'll put a link to the guy's video I watched. It's about 12 minutes long, and it's really simple to follow because he's actually got the engine out of the car. I don't know what all these vehicles come They said there's about 14 different variations of vehicle that this motor come in. That's a Peugeot engine, but it's in these Ford Mondeos, and it's in some Peugeots, and it's in a whole heap of other things apparently. Super economical engine. This thing does about 1200 k's to a tank on a long trip, and a bit over 1,000 just cruising around town or better. Like, it's really friggin' economical. It's impressive. This is a 2008 model Mondeo, but apparently they run from about 2007 to about 2014, obviously with little changes, but the cam out's still basically the same thing, and it's the same setup, supposedly. I don't know, but as was basically the same thing. So yeah, we'll get this back together, and yeah, I'll show you the startup, I guess. Hopefully things don't fly to pieces. But anyway, I'll get back to it. So yeah, if you're wondering, that's the rod we made up for the pin. You've actually got to get a bit of bar or something like that. It's got a long handle so you can get down in here to get it in, because you can't get your hand in down there. You can see it with the torch and everything when you shine it down there. Like, there's a hole not much bigger than that in the back of the like in the back of the block where the bell housing bolt's on, as I said, and it's just big enough to poke that through. And then when you got that through, it should actually be able to rock it. It all should go lock, knock, 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 knock. And then when you put the cam belt in, or vice versa, if you just got the cam bolt on, you should be able to go knock, knock, knock. But when you put both of them together, it locks it solid. And that's when you can undo your crank, bolt, and all that sort of stuff, and start pulling pieces off. So, but anyway, I'll start putting this bloody thing back together, I guess. don't